up everyone, ZonoBRAH here coming at you with another video, another day here in my room. I hope you guys are doing super well. Today I really want to talk about those websites you guys use for builds, skill order, runes, masteries, etc. Because I think it's a topic that is very important for you to understand so that you can become a better player. Just so I tell you that before I even start, this is not a video review or something that will tell you this website is bad, this website is good. It's just in general. I'm going to talk about all those websites that you guys know, Mobafire, Low Class, lolguide, lolking, all those websites that you guys use to get to know a build, like probuild, etc. Where you can see the pro player built in certain games that they recently played in solo queue. I really want to talk to you about how you need to use those websites. And I'm not saying those are bad websites, because they're definitely good data if you're just getting started and you don't know what to build, you don't know what is strong, you don't necessarily know what is best for X, Y, or Z champion, and it's actually valuable resources when you know how to use it. But the thing that annoys me the most is when you guys uses those websites in a very robotic way. It's like, I read a post, it has 2 million views, he builds this, and that, I'm gonna build this, and that, and it's supposed to work. Well, the problem with those websites is that they're not gonna teach you formally how to actually think about building. They're gonna tell you, okay, you start with this, then you buy this, then you buy this, your first back you need to have this, blah blah blah. And they're gonna tell you about situational items, but a lot of people don't go over these. And a lot of guides are not even made with situational items. And this is what really this video is about. I really want you guys to start thinking of how and why an item would be good or bad in a certain amount of champion, in a certain amount of games. Every game is different, and you're almost never gonna build the exact same path of items in every single game. I want you to be a little bit more careful in what you build, because how many times I see like students that just like, they build Renekton, for example, and they go for Spirit Visage, which is a really good item. If you have a lot of AP in front of you as Renekton, it gives you regen and you can heal more, you can heal yourself a little more with the passive of the item. But once you're against an all AD comp with a lot of attack speed, etc., maybe you should have went for Randwins instead. But because the website you saw said you need to get Ravenous Hydra, Boots, and then Spirit Visage, I'm saying whatever, I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. I'm not pointing specifically at one website or one post, but it's like, oh, but like okay, but the website told me to do so, it's supposed to work. It's gonna work, but the thing is that you can't play like that. You can't play in a very scripted way. League of Legends is not a script. It's not like, oh, you have to build this, you have to build that. You have to react, and you have to build as an answer to some kind of composition of a team, to a certain champion that do well or bad. Like if you have a very fed Vayne and you play Maokai, well, maybe instead of Sunfire Cape, you can go for Frozen Heart. And like, those are things that you need to understand so that you can think for yourself when you need a build. There's not as many items as you can think of in League of Legends. You need to think for yourself so that you can become a smarter player. When you watch a guide, when you watch Mobafire post on how to build things, try to dig deeper into information that will serve you. I know some posts on Mobafire are outdated because the meta changes, but some of the posts have millions of views, so they're still on top. So try to think about what is happening, and try to make sure that your data is true. I'm saying Mobafire because it's one of the most popular one. One of the websites that I actually loved to use, whether it was to post or whether it was to just read about other champions. Once you start understanding why those people doing guides are pointing their fingers at some items, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn that some items have really good answers against some kind of composition, and you're gonna understand really the purpose and the use of every single item. You should aim to learn more than to aim to just do the same thing over and over and never learn from that. I mean, today you have, how many apps do you have that will tell you what build you should make? How many websites that will tell you what Yellow Star built on his last 100 Thresh games? Like, all that is good data. It makes you learn shit, but it is better that is better if you learn how to learn so that you can be better and think for yourself and maybe help other people like your friend that are worse than you at the game, or they're just getting started at League of Legends. This was really my video about telling you to be wiser and smarter when you go look for guides. Again, I have nothing against the website. They're huge, and there are definitely things that I would love to aim for in the future with my own website, but they're really useful data as long as you know how to use them, and you should be able to learn if you just go a little bit deeper in those posts. I mean, if the guy is telling you to do rand wins, make sure you read why he's telling you to do rand wins. Like, maybe you're not gonna have to do rand wins all the time. Maybe you're not gonna need to do lich bane all the time, or etc, etc. Some on Mobafire, on lolguide, on whatever, they actually work hard on their guide and they're trying to explain you why a certain item is super effective in certain situation. I know some type a lot and some do actually will give you 1,000 words on why they're not building the Mobi boots on Renekton, and it's kind of boring sometimes, but try to read between the lines, just try to read a few key words and hopefully you can understand. If you also want to learn about the build path, if you watch my matchup commentaries, I usually tell you why I build every single items, the reason behind it, etc. That was it for me. Again, not criticizing any of the website. No, like, I feel like all those websites, there's nothing wrong with them. Each and every one of them has strengths and weaknesses. Try to visit them. My recommendation would be probuild. It's pretty cool because it's actually pro gamers build. And if you search through Mobafire or even lolking, you can find a very interesting piece of information on people who are like OTPs on their champions, a one-trick pony if you don't know what it means. People who play like thousands of games in one single champion. People who actually take the time to give you information, and people who are like theory crafters and are actually explaining you things by numbers. And it's pretty cool if you're passionate about this like me, but it's not going to be real interesting if you don't really care. But please try to be smarter when you're trying to build an item, when you're trying to build your items in the games, and you will become a better player. Don't play scripted, be smart. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been ZonoBRAH, your League of Legends coach. I'll see you for the next one.
You gotta focus on what's real, man.